Yesterday we got the start of the Ultra Unlocked Paldea event, which is actually a continuation of the Paldean Adventure event that we had last week. And I have to tell you, it's been really exciting playing Pokemon GO as of late. I think there are a couple of reasons why that I really wanted to emphasize, mainly because I would like to see these sort of things for future in-game events. That's what this video is going to be all about, so let's jump right into it. And how's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon GO discussion video. Alright, so lately I've been really enjoying Pokemon GO, and I really think it's because of how Niantic set up the most recent events. More specifically with the Paldean Adventure event and the follow-up, which is the Ultra Unlocked Paldea event, they set a precedent for how events should be, and I really think this is something that Niantic should use as a staple moving forward. Now, I totally recognize that these two events are meant to be kind of like rewards for how things went with Pokemon Go Fest. They always try to give us some really cool content right after Pokemon Go Fest, and rightfully so, because they want to keep the momentum of the game going after the major event ends. But I actually think with these two events, they are the blueprint for how Niantic should do in-game events moving forward. I don't necessarily think they should do everything that they're currently doing right now with these two events, but I really do think some of the things that they are doing are actually really cool. Let's first talk about the thing that everyone is a fan of right now, and that is of course the 4x Stardust and 4x Experience bonus. Now, both of these bonuses are extremely overpowered. I'm getting a ton of Stardust right now, and I'm also collecting an insane amount of experience as well. Of course, I'm already max level at level 50, but in the future they might increase the level cap once again, so I'm still trying to collect as much experience as possible, and I really hope I can come out with a lot of experience this time around. And that's not really going to be too difficult, because with a lucky egg and a couple of excellent curveball throws, I'm able to amass a lot of experience per hour. Like, it's insane the amount of experience that I'm gaining right now. If I was still not at max level, I feel like I'd be able to level up really quickly through this event, and I really think this is some of the things that Niantic needs to think about with future in-game events. How are they gearing their bonuses? Are they actually drawing a lot of excitement within the community? These are some of the things that they need to continue to explore. Of course, experience is not the only major bonus that's currently ongoing. There's also a 4x Stardust bonus for all the Pokemon that you catch. This one is insane because Stardust is one of the most, if not the most important resource in Pokemon Go. And for you to be able to get as much Stardust as you currently are able to right now, that's pretty big. You see, a lot of people need Stardust. Like, regardless of what level you are, even if you are max level, you're always going to need Stardust, and a lot of it. But as of right now, during these events, you are able to get close to 500 Stardust per catch. And if you're able to find some Pokemon like Shroomish or Audino, then you're able to get even more Stardust on top of that. Like, it really feels good playing Pokemon Go right now with these two bonuses. Yeah, I do recognize that they are extremely overpowered, and it would make no sense for Niantic to have these specific bonuses with every single event. But again, it comes down to how it feels rewarding. Like, if you're going to attach bonuses to certain in-game events, then those in-game bonuses need to feel extremely rewarding and extremely satisfying. That's how the game feels right now. If I go out and grind out a whole bunch of Pokemon for a couple of hours, I feel like I accomplished a whole lot. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. Niantic needs to make sure that in-game bonuses for different in-game events need to feel rewarding. That's really all I'm asking. Yeah, I don't think a 4x Stardust bonus or a 4x Experience bonus is required for every single in-game event, but they need to do something where it's going to feel substantial like how it is right now. Like, for example, if they were to do an egg hatching event where they have different bonuses related to hatching eggs, then maybe they could have bonuses that would increase the chances of shinies from eggs, as well as decreasing the walking requirement. I don't really know what they could do, but they need to do something where it feels extremely rewarding. That's something that I feel has been missing from in-game events for a long time now. I mean, this is the first time in a long time where we had a substantial Stardust bonus, and I really think this is something that has made the gameplay feel a lot better. Now, another thing that I do think has contributed to how positive people are seeing these events is, of course, the increased shiny rate for a bunch of different Pokemon. I think this is the most overlooked bonus right now with these current events, like the fact that you can get Hoppip, Houndour, Buizel, and Fletchling at an increased shiny rate. That is actually something really significant because a lot of people do not have the shiny forms for these specific Pokemon. So having a boosted shiny rate for these Pokemon temporarily for this event, it has definitely gotten a lot of players to go outside and be active, and that's always been one of the goals with Niantic. So I really think that for every single event, it wouldn't hurt the game if they were to have a set of Pokemon that have an increased shiny rate specifically for that event. I think if they had that moving forward, that would be really good for Pokemon Go. I mean, we've kind of reached a point where there's just so many different potential shinies in the game that having an increased shiny rate for a specific Pokemon and have it rotate every time, like, that could be a really good thing for Pokemon Go and could definitely get players to care about these sort of events. Now, of course, these events have not gone without a hitch. There are a couple of things that I find to be really concerning when it comes to these events, more specifically the paid timed research that we have for this Ultra Unlock. Like, for $5, you have this lackluster event that doesn't even award you with a lot of premium items, and I feel like because of that, it's just incredibly shady and incredibly stingy. This is something that Niantic should avoid doing moving forward. When it comes to this paid research called I've Got Your Back, it's absolute garbage, and there's really no reason for any player to purchase it right now. Like, I totally get it. There's some players who will make the argument that this timed research is specifically for cosmetic items, which I can totally see that, but I really do not think the value of this ticket is worth it at all. Like, if you're gonna spend money on Pokemon Go, you should be able to get certain advantages because you're paying money to get those advantages in a free-to-play game. That's essentially how all free-to-play games typically work, and I'm not necessarily saying I support that practice, but at least with Pokemon Go, it will prevent a lot of players from feeling like they got ripped off. But yeah, ultimately, it's a matter of opinion. I know there's going to be players out there who will still purchase this ticket mainly because they do want those cosmetic items, but aside from that, I just don't necessarily agree with it, and I don't like the fact that it's currently in the game. Now, the final thing that I'm going to say is that when it comes to future in-game events, naturally we are going to be disappointed here and there. And I think Niantic is fully aware of this, which is why I'm really hoping they explore a lot of different ways to get players engaged with Pokemon Go during these in-game events, because even the lackluster filler events, they can actually still be exciting if they add bonuses very similar to the ones that we are having right now. At the very least, having boosted shiny rates for specific Pokemon, I think that's something cool that they should explore doing moving forward. I mean, these shiny rates are not even at the community day or raid encounter rates. They're at 1 in 60, about. And I think that's fine. Like, you're not going to get a whole bunch of shinies if you go out and grind, but you will still get a good amount. And that's going to make the game feel more satisfying. Again, it comes down to player satisfaction. It comes down to players feeling like their time spent in Pokemon Go is worth it. That's really what Niantic's goal should be. The fact that they are trying so desperately to find that balance of getting players to go out while also limiting players in a lot of ways, like what they really should be focusing on is how players feel when they play their game. That's what's more important than actual gameplay philosophies and different things like that. Because ultimately, if you're forcing players to go out and play the game the way you want them to play, they still need to have fun doing that. You know, that's really what it comes down to. A game needs to be fun and satisfying in order for it to be successful. And that's something that Niantic hasn't really grasped up until now. But at least for these last two events, they've kind of hit the right note. So I really hope they continue it moving forward, and they're paying attention to what has gotten a lot of players to be interested in the game during these events. But in any case, yeah, that's going to be it for this discussion video. I would love to know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. What do you think about these current Paldea themed events? Was there something in particular that you are really enjoying about these events that I did not mention? Make sure you say so in the comments down below, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You all make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, like with remote raids or the friendship system, then do consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Also, if you want to support my channel non-monetarily, you could always do so by following me on social media. I'm on the following platforms, and my handle is @CountJinsula. Alright, and that's going to be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself. and I'll catch you all later.